Hammond has described the EU as the enemy in Brexit negotiations. He's been speaking to our economics editor, Ed Conway, in Washington. Have a listen.
A lot of people, including your colleagues, MPs, say that you are talking down the economy. Do you think that's a fair criticism?
Absolutely not. What I'm doing here in Washington is talking up Britain. Talking to my colleagues about Britain's future role as a leader for free trade in the world, talking about the areas where Britain is leading in the development of new technologies, trying to agree further liberalisation of trade so that we can take advantage of the opportunities available to us as we go forward.
These splits in government aren't just noises off. You know, we've spoken to businesses who are genuinely concerned. They don't know, they don't feel there's stability there at the Treasury. They don't know whether you're going to be in office in the next week, let alone the next year. It's not necessarily helping the UK economy, is it, this political infighting?
Well, look, we're at a very important and sensitive point in our negotiation with the European Union. The Prime Minister has made a very big and generous proposal to the European Union. We've gone a long way to meet their asks around how a transition period should be structured. Now we need them to respond to us and to engage with us so that we can create certainty both for businesses in the UK and for businesses in the European Union.
So what's your message to your colleagues who are fulminating, creating that uncertainty?
Look, my message is this. I understand that passions are high. I understand that people have very strong views about this. But we're all going to the same place. We all have the same agenda. We're all signed up to the Prime Minister's Lancaster House speech. We're all signed up to the Article 50 letter. We're all behind the speech that she made in Florence. The enemy, the opponents, are out there on the other side of the table. Those are the people that we have to negotiate with. We have to negotiate hard to get the very best deal for Britain.
Ed in Washington for us. Ed, as he said the enemy there, a little smile came across his face, maybe realised he shouldn't have said it like that. What did you make of what he had to say?
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, I think, from his perspective, pretty inflammatory language and quite provocative, and it's an awkward place to use words like that. He's here in Washington at the meeting of the International Monetary Fund. That's finance ministers from all around the world, and of course those Brexit talks are one of the chief things that they are concerned with at the moment. And after those set of interviews we did just a few moments ago, Phillip Hammond went to the IMF to have meetings with his fellow finance ministers, some of whom he has just described as the enemy. It really underlines the fact, I think, a couple of things. First of all, that the Chancellor is very much under pressure. We're hearing, obviously, from many people, many Brexiteers who are dissatisfied with the way that he has conducted himself in recent weeks, who would rather like for him to be more optimistic. As you heard there, he said he's talking up the economy. They think he's talking down the economy. And from the former Chancellor, Lord Lawson, who said that he was a saboteur, described him as Eeyore, said that he should resign. Well, the Chancellor said that he wasn't necessarily going to resign, but it just underlines how much pressure he's under at the moment and how much he's feeling it. And a second thing as well, it underlines the fact that these talks are not going as well as many people had hoped for. They knew they were going to be difficult, but they didn't really expect that at this stage, with barely a year of full negotiations yet to come, we would still be talking through the very first thing on the agenda, which is that divorce bill. And we heard from Jean-Claude Juncker in Europe just earlier on today, and making kind of, I think, analogous remarks, saying thank you for your service during the war to Britain, saying thank you for your service during the war, but now you need to pay up. And it does seem that now from both sides, from Juncker and indeed from Hammond today in our interview, both sides are upping the rhetorical ante and perhaps using more inflammatory words than they would have done before, just showing how difficult these talks are going.
Very much.